Hey all, Phoebe Rizzo here once more talking to the void, and today we're going to be discussing Annihilation. Alrighty, now there's a lot to talk about with this film, so probably just jump right in. We'll start with a brief summary of the plot. This one, Natalie Portman stars as a former soldier, now scientist, whose husband, still soldier, vanished 1 year ago, but now he's back. But something's weird and wrong. As he begins going into a medical emergency where with multiple organ failures, it's revealed that he went on a secret mission into what is known as the Shimmer, a strange radius of light that's been emanating from the impact of a meteor 3 years ago, an area that keeps growing and from which no one who has gone in has returned. Now, she joins a team of other scientist soldiers to go in and see what happened. See if they can reach the center lighthouse and discover what is exactly going on in the Shimmer. Now, as they go in, things already start going strange. Pretty quickly, they wake up not remembering how long they've been in or anything since they entered. After that, the plants begin looking strange. And animals, also odd. Things are weirdly mutated in ways that should not be scientifically possible. And as they discover more evidence of what happened, things go even weirder, particularly with their behaviors and actions. It's hard to really describe this movie without going too much into spoiler territory, but I'll do the best I can to kind of evade that. So this movie does a lot right. It creates a very good environment of wonder that's also ominous at the same time, but for me, it didn't really linger enough on a lot of things. The movie is just under 2 hours, but it's still to get everything in it's trying to get in. It does move at a fairly brisk pace up until the end. This one is based on a novel, from what I understand, part of a trilogy, though this is only the first part. But the more vibe I was getting over this one is actually very Lovecraftian. It's actually very similar to The Color Out of Space, as something comes down on a meteor, a weird light emanates, but that book, the light seems to sap vitality, drain the color, and slowly mutate things. In this one, the shimmer seems to more of scramble things, but while it mutates them within the confines of the light and blocks all signals, it encourages other sorts of growth and doesn't necessarily waste them away. It does a very good job with mixing both mental horror and body horror in some interesting ways, so it did a lot good in that regard. Like I was saying before, though, the main problem I was having was this movie doesn't go enough. There's a lot they could do with this, but they only touch on very small portions of it, likely due to runtime issues. I think this would have made a very good miniseries if they could have taken more time to explore the Shimmer. I mean, there's only very few actual instances of them coming across hostile mutant animals, which were exciting and fascinating. There really wasn't enough of it, nor was there enough time spent with the characters going through their own mental demons and issues. Things happen very quickly once they start happening. That said, the concepts were very interesting, and what was done was handled very good. It's just, I did want a little bit more of it. But it's not a bad thing to walk away from a movie with. Um, I don't know if there's a lot I can really go into without, like I said, spoiling a lot of this movie. And this movie is better gone in relatively blind. I will say the title kind of has me scratching my head a little for Annihilation. I mean, it is title dropped once in the movie, but it isn't really the central focus of a lot of it. It's, as one character does, well, more or less get annihilated by the mutation. There's a lot more in terms of assimilation and or just outright mutation. So I don't know if the title is the best choice for this movie, as it kind of conjures a different image than what this movie seems to be going for. Um, Overall, the very good cast. I mean, Natalie Portman, Oscar Isaac, Tessa Thompson, Jason Lee, just to name a couple. Gina Rodriguez, all do a standout job. I know I'm forgetting people, but it's a very good experience, and I do like the way it's told. Normally, movies that do a lot rely heavily on flashbacking can, if handled poorly, detract. Particularly if they start with start at the at like a critical moment and then flash back. This one doesn't go quite like that, but it's mostly told as one character trying to remember what happened in the Shimmer, and keeps cutting back and forth as it slowly reveals more and more. And I think it really does add something to this. But like I was saying, just a little bit more would have been preferable. Otherwise, it's very good Lovecraftian sci-fi horror. I do recommend this one. I will give it above average, 4 out of 5 MacGuffins. A little bit more and it could have gotten to 5, but not quite there yet. So far, only one's been getting there this month, but this was a very good attempt. Highly recommend Annihilation.